days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, we give out free picks on the bulk of the slate. With college basketball, we kind of just pick and choose by time slot, but with most of the games, we kind of try and go over the bulk of the slate, depending on how many games there are. And then but our best picks always in the premium area. Never a cost for these shows. People say all the time, you should make it a paid show. All we ask, there's Rod's Wacky. For some reason, he's hooked into that spot where I have the we'll have to fix that. We will have to fix that. But anyways, be sure to hit the like button. That's really all we ask for. So you hit the like button and, I don't know, leave a comment, say hello, whatever. Yeah, we had a great day yesterday, but we don't look back. Unfortunately, we only look forward. Speaking of the Rams blowing up his money line parlay, how you doing this morning, Brian?
Yeah, no chance of that happening. I had the Jets plus 17.
Yeah, we all gave it out on the show. I think we all took the Jets. It was the first time all season.
I didn't think they'd win the game. That's for damn sure, because I didn't think the Jets would want to screw up that first pick. But
how big of a day do you think when something like that happens for the books? Is it on the public parlay?
Yeah, that helps.
I mean, it absolutely crushes the public parlay. It does, because you have those money line parlayers, and those are the ones that really can hurt the book, because they'll bet $3-4 and it could pay thousands. Those are the bets that really hurt a sports book. And a day like yesterday, where the Jets outright the Rams. I mean, of course, we knew the Jets weren't going to go winless, right? We knew it, and
I thought their win would come against the Dolphins.
Well, there's no way the Jets were going to get Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that wasn't going to happen. They were, the Jets are not capable of pulling that off. They have to screw that up. They did.
So you think they get ATN?
I think the Jets go for Devonta Smith. You get Devonta Smith with Mims. You got a nice set of receivers there. It's going to make any quarterback look pretty good. I don't know if you can take a wide receiver that high, but, the Falcons took Julio Jones that high, and the Bengals took A.J. Green that high in the same draft. And those guys kind of worked out. So it's tough, right? I mean, we'll see. There'll be other quarterbacks, too. The BYU guy, Wilson's good. There's a few other guys out there, too. Some offensive linemen. I mean, the Jets are fully capable of taking a tight end in that spot.
Well, they could trade down a little bit and get an extra second-round pick or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if Gase is still around, they could bring in Jay Cutler, Brock Osweiler, or something like that. You can bring in Callahan. They could trade, all their picks for Laramie Tunsil and some guys like that. Dolphins have a lot of picks, man. Dolphins have a lot of picks in this draft. A lot of picks, again. Remember
Did they refund your season tickets for the Dolphins? Even though they let some fans in?
You have the option to get those tickets. They have a thing called the fan experience, where you get this special connection. It's like you're at the stadium. You have different angles that are on TV to watch the game. And then they have all kinds of prize giveaways, like play a round of golf with one of the Dolphins, or, Xbox or something, that they give out throughout the whole game, watching it. It's free. Yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens with the NFL. Going to be interesting.
That was a stinker last night in the prime time.
The game? Oh, it was so terrible. I mean, I came on at halftime. I was just like, I don't even know what to talk about. I lost.
I can't believe the Giants didn't show up for that one. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, the Giants, we've said this about the Giants, a few times, and it's like, the Giants aren't a team that can overcome the mistake. Right? They can't overcome the mistake. If they are going to win games, the games that they've won or have been in that they shouldn't be in are the games where they've executed and have not turned the ball over, have taken advantage of every scoring opportunity. You don't have to get a touchdown every time inside the red zone, but you got to get points. And by not taking that field goal, it kind of just sucked the whole wind right out of their sails, because it was kind of like the Dolphins-Patriots game where, the Dolphins were losing in the first half, but the time of possession was 24 minutes to 6 minutes. You knew something had to give because it was not like New England weather conditions out there. And eventually that defense was going to be sucking wind. And then you have some running back we never even heard of, right? Ahmed, right? I'm a Dolphin season ticket holder. I never even heard of this guy, right? And we watch college football. I couldn't tell you where he even went to college. And he's carving him up like a turkey, I mean, he is just they can't even tackle him because they're just sucking wind. And, when I said this at the halftime show, is when Gilmore went out, they couldn't seal the corner anymore because he makes up for I think he's overrated as a cornerback for coverage, but I also believe that he's one of the better tackling corners. And he can actually play. He's one of the corners in the league that can play the run. So he allows the defensive end to do different things because teams still can't get the corner on them because he's there. And once he was gone, the Dolphins could get the corner. Even Laird was getting the corner on him. And that was it. The game was over. I mean, they couldn't stop him. The Dolphins if the game would have went on, it would have been, the Dolphins would have kept scoring every time they had the ball. Chris, so any takeaways from yesterday in the NFL? I mean, week 15, we only got 2 more weeks left of the regular season. The Ravens on the outside looking in.
Yeah, and it's just starting to see how teams are really picking apart. You can start to figure out Lamar Jackson. You can start to figure out this Baltimore offense. And when teams are starting to figure that out, the Baltimore Ravens aren't as imposing as they were last year. But I just think it's going to be an interesting last couple weeks. We're going to have that added wrinkle of an extra playoff spot this year. So it's going to be a little bit more to play for on the last day of the season, I think, for certain teams. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to seeing how it shakes out in the playoffs.
Thank you guys for the super chats. Very much appreciated. Not necessary. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, if you feel like if you want to donate something, buy the best of the live show package or a consensus report or something. That's a good way to do it too. This way you get something back. But if you feel like you're getting back from the show, then we're doing something right. So we appreciate it. I know the premium picks again hit yesterday, except for Texas.
If the playoffs started today, the Dolphins would be out and the Ravens would be in.
No.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, the Ravens have Giants and Bengals left, so that's
right. They have
wins.
the easiest schedule. The Dolphins have the Bills and somebody else, but the Bills have clinched the division. And they might have their position already done by the time they have that game. The Dolphins played the Raiders and the Bills, right?
Well, that's tough. The Raiders, I guess the Raiders.
Raiders in Vegas and the Bills.
They showed the percentages. The Dolphins had like a 20-something percent to make the playoffs, and the Ravens were a lot higher.
Yeah, because they play the Bills. But the thing is, if the Bills have cemented their position and they don't have anywhere to move, and without the bye week, which they wouldn't have gotten anyway. Well, actually, they have the head-to-head over the Steelers. If they had the bye week, it would matter. But with no bye week, they're going to sit their guys, and then the Dolphins.
Well, you don't want to sit them 2 weeks.
It'll be 1 week. They always sit at the end of the NFL season. The starters sit if there's no playoff implications. So the Bills are going to sit. It's going to be the Matt Barkley show. That's not pretty. You've seen that before in Philly. There's nothing pretty about that. Rod's like, Matt Barkley show. The auto faded.
Jalen Hurt looked good yesterday, I thought.
I think he's a lot better than I thought he was going to be. He adds that dimension. This is kind of like when the Cowboys drafted Dak Prescott. What I felt about that was that their line isn't that good. So he gives them that extra couple seconds that you need because Carson Wentz just gets blasted back there. when he needs an extra couple seconds. Jalen Hurts creates that extra time. It's just like what Dak Prescott did when he first got to the Cowboys. It was like every quarterback. Remember, it was like before he got there, every quarterback they had got injured. Just got crushed. And Dak came in, and he adds that extra 2 to 3 seconds. You're not going to get, I don't care who you are, you're not going to get more than that unless you're Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson. Who create a lot more time than that. But Kyler Murray is kind of getting there, and Hurts too. Looks like he has that same thing. And Deshaun Watson, he's a little different. He doesn't necessarily take off like those other guys do, but he can create that extra 2 or 3 seconds and just seems to be able to just really throw it accurately deep down the field, with that extra 2 to 3 seconds, which is a nice thing to have too. It worked a lot better when he had DeAndre Hopkins, a lot better. But the NFL, I think this is when it gets interesting. December, you got a lot of divisional games. The divisional games went under, right? The divisional games were under City, and the other games were over. It was pretty much exactly like we said it was going to go. The divisional games, it was the buckle up the chin strap. That Colts game, I said 7 points. It was like, I did not like the 7.5. It's a 7-point game. It was exactly 7 and under. Dolphins, Patriots, under. Tonight, we got another one. Brian, what do you got for sale today? It's a weird schedule because we have a college football game, which...
Yeah, I'm excited. This is the start of bowl season.
Yeah.
So
I looked at the bowl schedule, and normally since they've gone to bowl tie-ins where conferences are tied into bowl games, the whole bowl system has really gone to crap anyway. But this season is really bad because now you have canceled bowl games, and you have teams with 2 wins, in bowl games.
Oh, that's well, for me, today's the day to get your bowl pass, $250. You can start right away today with my Myrtle Beach Bowl pick. If you don't want that, my Monday Money Shot 3-pack, you get NFL, college football, and college basketball. Plus $11,230 last 30 days, so check it out.
Yeah, I got sucked in on that Michigan State. That was the fillet of fish, man. I got just filleted on that one. I only lost 2 games all day yesterday, and that was one of them.
It was a mixed bag yesterday of filet of fishes and Big Macs.
Yeah, I killed the halftime show. Hopefully, you guys caught that. We killed it. The early halftime show.
How about Rutgers beating Illinois? That was my only loss of the day.
I thought that was a pick'em game. Like I said on the show, that was a game.
It was a battle
fans.
The whole way.
Yeah, I took the loss in that one. I got suckered into Illinois, even though I've been talking Rutgers up. Made me mad.
Speaking of wins, Chris, Grand Canyon hitting that meaningless jumper at the buzzer, had it all the way. The thing is that we were inside the number when they hit that shot anyway. But it was just kind of like, all right, we're good.
It's just like the 2 missed free throws. And everybody's like, okay.
Text, just like you draw it up in the telestrator. The missed free throws. They started playing the foul game with 3 minutes left to go in the game. It's like,
trust me, I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
It's like, what's the intentional? It's like you're fouling at 3 minutes. I looked at the thing, 3 minutes and 1 second. It's like they started the foul game. It's like you're only down by 9. It's like.
Like you're in the double bonus 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, that's the Antelope basketball for you.
College basketball took me out yesterday. 0-2 in college basketball, 2-0 in NFL with 1 tie. So college basketball was my stick in the heart.
2-1 for me in the college hoops. I was with Romanelli on St. John's. That was money. That was so easy.
That was money. Yep.
That was so easy.
Yeah,
so easy after the game is over. Thank me later.
Gophers were pretty easy later at night.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that was the game I got stuck on. I had St. Louis in that game. I thought they'd show up, but
I didn't have that one. I tiptoed around those games, and the thing is, I loved Colorado, and I put in Michigan State instead, and I knew I had late breaking information on that one, and it was too late.
But you like Providence too yesterday, and they played well.
Ed Cooley's my guy.
We like Providence. It's just I chose the wrong college basketball plays yesterday. Ed
Cooley is the greatest coach in college basketball.
He's already drawn up for how you can bet on the next Providence game.
Yeah,
he's got like your little side menu on the website. It's just like, hey, what we're gonna do? There's a bet now bottom.
People are looking
at the bottom of the.
Ed Cooley walks in the room. People are like, "Is it hot in here or something?" He's pouring buckets of sweat. He's got the jacket off. It's like he hasn't even got there yet.
Oh, I love Ed Cooley, especially after yesterday. But for me, I got my Monday Madness College Hoops 5-pack. At 2 games in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. Coming off another winning College Hoops day, $35 over at Pick Dogs Premium. And guys, don't forget about the drive-through tonight. You got a great show. Brian's going to be on there. Joe D'Amico, Kevin Thomas, myself. Rod's going to be there. Al Ninos. Bringing back the golden boy, Ron Romanelli. He's going to be there at 6:35. And Tony T's going to host. We're going to open up another day of the Advent calendar. It's going to be a great show tonight.
He is. Romanelli is on a heater, man. Yeah. Rod, what do you got today?
Well, for me today, I've got a Kickstart Your Week 5-pack. 5 massive opportunities on today's card. 4 college hoop plays, 1 NFL Monday Night Football side. These 5 plays, golden opportunity to kickstart your week. A massive winner. Love this card today.
I was the opposite, Rod. I hated the college basketball card. Maybe it's just my bad mood that did it. I don't know.
There was a comment here that the Giants lost because they have no quarterback, but I'll tell you what, Sterling Shepard got hit right in the chest with the ball. I mean, the Giants had a lot of catchable balls that were not caught. I don't think it was the quarterback play. It was why they didn't win. I think it was just a total team loss in that one. I did appreciate that at the end that they were mad that they lost, and that's always a good sign. They were mad. I mean, there was cheap shots going on, and a lot of arguing, some pushing and shoving. It's week 15. That's what it should be. The finality of it. That the Giants are being knocked out of the playoffs. It's like in the worst division, and I thought Washington played really hard. On those halftime shows, Washington has been one of our teams. They've been one of our teams. They have been the best second half team in of anyone. I mean, I got totally ridiculed again by some trolls at the halftime show. Washington, they stink. It's Haskins. It's like this is the best second half team in the NFL. It's like they are, and we saw it week 1 against Philly, and we saw it again yesterday. Right down to the very end, they had a chance to win that game.
Well, they're always right there.
How worthless is Cousins, man? How worthless is that guy? Speaking of worthless, we got the Bengals and the Steelers. We got inverse records here: 2 wins versus 2 losses. The Bengals. I think we saw an improved Bengals team for the better part of the year, but improved and beating the Steelers, a team that's owned you for a very long time, are 2 different things. Brian, what do you think?
I'm giving out the spread winner on the drive-through tonight, so check it out. And the total's a premium, so my first touchdown score is Chase Claypool tonight, plus 900. I could see him doing a funky move around the outside and scoring a touchdown.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, I was having a coughing fit off the thing. I forgot to unmute it. I think we are going to see a hard-hitting divisional rivalry game, low scoring. So I'm going to take the under in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if we hold Cincinnati inside the 10 and Pittsburgh 28-10 wins. So I'll take James Conner as my first touchdown scorer.
Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Rod.
For me, that's why I like the under. Give me the under 40.5 here. I think it might have dropped to 40 or pop back up. Either way, take the under. Definitely a divisional game. Both teams going to run the ball. shoot clock. We're going to hit the under. What did I see? 8-0 to the under or something. Last how many between these two? Take the under.
I'm with you guys on the under. I don't see much scoring in this thing. I like Washington to score the first touchdown. Steelers. It's the only guy that can catch on the freaking team. The reason why this game doesn't go over is because the Steelers don't have anyone that can catch the ball at all. They have more drops in the last 3 weeks than any team I could possibly imagine. Eric Ebron is a joke. Okay, I'm gonna say it. There. I feel better about it. I got it off my chest. I feel better. This guy's a joke. You are a joke. I mean, how many drops has he had in the last month? How many drops? If you had the Steelers in like some of these games, he's cost you money. You know, if you've been on the other side, well, he's been your best friend. But either way, as an NFL player with the money that he makes, I think he was a tight end that was taken, in the top 10 in the NFL draft. What a joke. Meanwhile, the guy's like 6'10". He'd pound me into the ground. So I'm just
seven drops.
7 drops in a game.
7 drops. Yeah, he has no tight end has more drops. 7. Oh, and he's even got more.
Oh,
or
yeah, I was gonna say
7 drops.
What, last week, right?
Everyone is tied with. Who's the other one? Somebody else. He's tied with somebody for the most drops.
Oh, Andrews, man. He dropped it.
Fright end is what they're calling him. Eric Ebron, the fright end.
Yeah. Stone hands.
Andrews had one game that he was dropping passes.
Stone hands, Ebron. And Johnson is another dropper. They finally had to take him out last week.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson leads the league in passes dropped.
Yeah, they had to take him out. It was just, it's just tough to watch. Roethlisberger was just like, I can't even watch this. It's like, there's some quarterbacks. So Roethlisberger has gone from kind of like the Peyton Manning where he just yells at the receivers when they drop. He's gone from that to trying to be like the educator guy and kind of like with Johnson, trying to like say, you can do it, But he doesn't do it. He just keeps dropping. We got college football today. The Myrtle Beach Bowl. Woohoo! Wonder what the temperature is like in Myrtle Beach in December. I'm sure it is not like tropical weather. I'm sure it's not like horrible weather, but I don't think it's warm.
50 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's certainly not Myrtle Beach weather.
For me, it would be I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt and be like, woo!
You should see what we got going on.
What time's kickoff?
No, you think if that's shorts and a t-shirt, you should see the shit we got going on over here in Maui.
Why is that guy naked?
Probably 55 degrees. 55 degrees in the sun.
Sorry, I'll be late for the halftime show. I'm out picking fruit in the yard. Anyways, Brian, we got App State against North Texas.
We got bowl games all week. That's what we got. But in this game tonight, I like the over. I know that's pretty square play, but I just don't see these offenses, especially North Texas' defense, slowing down App State. So I think it goes to about 80, 75, somewhere in there.
Bowl games usually has a lot to do with whichever team is more motivated.
Yep, exactly.
It's 100%. always the team that's more motivated. This is a big letdown for App State, so you got to really be worried about them here because after the loss to Coastal, and the loss to Louisiana especially, like
did North Texas have a bowl game last year?
No, they're 4-5. I mean, they haven't had a.
Last season.
Well, normally they don't let 4 and 5 teams in bowl games. North Texas goes to a bowl like once every 8 or 9 years. But you always got to watch out for what team is going to be motivated in these bowl games. You always got to watch out.
Yep.
Oh, tomorrow we got 2 games. We're going to Boca.
Last year was the only year North Texas hadn't gone to a bowl game in the last 5. But I'm going to take North Texas here. This is almost a premium, but just thought of having to take that North Texas defense as a premium kind of made me ill. So I'll take North Texas with the points. I think motivation is going to come into this. I'll take the Mean Green. I think they keep this one within 17 points.
You can eat a big plate of French fries for the potato bowl tomorrow. You're gonna
absolutely
your spuds ready.
I'll do potatoes 2 ways. I'll do potato with fries and I'll do chips.
What about hash browns? Home fries.
Hash browns.
Well, twice baked. You seem like a twice baked guy.
We're not talking about potatoes at that point.
Chris is probably like, Chris is the guy like, how would you like your potato? Would you like this and this? Fully loaded.
Oh, yeah. With like the sour cream, the chili, the cheese.
Would you like bacon on your potato? Double for
what? It's not already on there. I'm the guy that says what? It's not already included.
It's like I'm not a bacon.
The audacity.
I'm not a bacon guy. I don't eat red meat or pork, but like one of the last things that I used to eat was bacon, and I just remember it being super salty.
Yeah, that's part of the joy of it.
I thought the grease was the joy of it.
Goes hand in hand, or hoof and hoof.
You drain that away. I drain the grease away. Drain that stuff away. You cook with things.
Rufalo's like, that's what. Put it in a box and send it to me.
You fry your eggs in the bacon fat. You fry other things in the bacon fat. That's what you use it for, because it's flavor overload. It flavors everything.
Do you use it for bobbing for apples for Halloween? The bacon grease.
Watch out! It's a little hot.
It's not like the liquid bacon grease. It's like after it's sat out. It's just you're just like, okay, let's dump the apples in, and all the apples are just like just get stuck right in the top.
Good show today, Mondays. Did you give a pick here, App State or North Texas?
I'm with Chris. Give me North Texas here, plus the 21.5. Get that hook. Give me that 21.5. North Texas. App State hasn't been good at covering all year. The only thing that worries me is that North Texas defense has given up over 40-something points a game. Ooh. But I think they're the more motivated team in this bowl game to get a win. So I'm gonna take North Texas plus the points.
I'm gonna go with App State. I'm just gonna be as square as could possibly be here. I don't have any premium picks on this game or nothing. Yeah.
How come Penn State doesn't have a bowl game? Look at this.
Because they opted out.
Oh, what a bunch of wusses.
Well, there's a lot of wuss schools out there this year. That's how Arkansas gets in a bowl game. There's a lot of wuss schools. That's how North Texas is in.
I mean, App State versus Penn State, that wouldn't be a bad game.
That would have been a good game. I mean, how about South Carolina at 2-8 in a bowl game?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what these teams, what the downside of playing in the bowl game is, but
how about the guys who mine is he's out because, and it's like, and everyone acts like this is an acceptable thing. Like this is an acceptable excuse. He was preparing for the NFL draft. What in the hell does that even mean? What does that mean? I'm preparing for the NFL draft. What does that mean?
Doesn't want to hurt his bottom.
He doesn't want to get hurt before the NFL draft.
Then why'd you play at all? Then why play at all? The whole season. Why play at all? I'm preparing for the NFL draft by sitting on my ass and doing nothing. Eating Rufalo's Christmas cookies.
I'll check the tracking numbers after. I'll see where they're at.
Still recovering from the box of candy from Bitler.
Trying to kill Mitch.
I'm gonna be like,
I'm already there.
My wife, it's like I'm doing all these videos, then I gotta work out. It's like we're eating dinner at like 7:30 at night now because it's like, I'm doing the videos. I have to work out because it's like.
I just realized you're probably gonna hate me then.
God,
you're probably about 8 pounds.
Anyways.
But to go back to what Brian was saying quickly, I think just all these teams that just come into a bowl game, I don't know. I think it kind of diminishes it a little bit. I know we want to have like a bowl schedule, but throwing a 2-8 team and against a 5-5 or a 6-4 team, it doesn't really make me want to watch just because it's South Carolina.
It's unfair. It's Arkansas is 3-7 against TCU. We've got Tennessee at 3-7 against West Virginia, who's 5-4, and then you have Ball State against San Jose State, which is a legitimate game, right? Two conference champions playing in the Arizona Bowl. This is the problem with bowl times.
At least we have games.
At least we have games.
Yeah.
Even if it is 3-7 Mississippi State against Tulsa.
So is Notre Dame getting into the playoffs?
They're in, right? They play
Yeah, they're
Alabama.
in.
The line's like 60.
Wow.
The line's 19 and a half.
Did Army opt out, though? Or did they just not get an invite?
No, they opted out. Everyone opted out.
Wow. That's odd. Why would they opt out?
Because Ole Miss is playing Indiana. I'll tell you what. I haven't bet on Indiana all year. I'll bet on them in that one. 6.5.
That'll be the game you lose.
Probably. If that's what it takes, that's one I'm willing to lose. Can't stand those guys.
I think Indiana could take out Miami. But
maybe this year. I mean, Miami had one senior on the team. Miami's going to be. You watch. You'll see. Anyways, let's get to college hoops. I forgot to hit the record button for the podcast. Oh, man. Clemson versus Morehead State. Texas A&M against Wofford. Campbell against UNC Wilmington. George Mason against VMI. There was no line on this one yesterday. That's why I don't have a video on it. Kansas State against Jacksonville State. Texas State against Northern Arizona. Rice against New Orleans. UMass against Bryant. Furman against South Carolina State. Brian, any of those do it for you?
I like the Wofford Terriers in this game. It almost was a premium. I just couldn't get there. I just think it's a closer game against Texas A&M. I mean, Texas A&M starts with LSU right on deck. So I see this being a four-point game.
Chris, anything?
Yeah, I like Wofford as well. I like Jacksonville against Kansas State. I know Kansas State is starting to heat up a little bit, and I do think they get this win, but I think 11.5 is just too many. I think it's a 9-point game. And I'm leaning towards Bryant against UMass. I just don't think Bryant, I don't think Bryant should be a 9.5-point underdog. It feels more like a 2 to 4 point game for me, anyways. So I'll take Bryant in the points.
Rod?
I'm with you on Bryant and the points. I think that's a closer game than what they got there. Take the points. I also like Northern Arizona over Texas State. I think that one's a closer one as well. Take Northern Arizona plus the 9.5. Two I like.
I like Kansas State against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's terrible. Kansas State is starting to feel it. It's like they're. I like that. They let us get our pot shots in at them, and then they said, you know what, we do have a little bit of talent here. We can put it together. I think they have no problem with Jacksonville in that one. I also like the over in the Campbell Wilmington game. These guys, they do. I mean, it's not even optional defense. It's no defense. This one could go 170, 180.
Like Wilmington's given up like 85 or 90 points in each of the last like 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, they stink.
Perennially one of the worst.
Yeah, these guys don't play defense. They don't even put their hands up. Hey, put your hands up. Nah. Gotta take a hard pass on that.
That's James Harden defense.
It's like when I give people suggestions, like stuff that I actually want them to do. Like my nephews say this, Like my nephews are the ones that post all the YouTube videos. I just send them to them, and then they post them all. And I always tell them what I want them to do. And they're like, all right, we'll think about that.
We'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, they say we'll think about that. They don't even say we'll take it under advisement. They're like, we'll think about that. Anyways, I like Furman against South Carolina State. Take a look at my video for that one if you want to know why. All right. Got Vermont is in action. The Catamounts against UMass Lowell. Tennessee against St. Joe's. Sam Houston State. Have you ever been to the Club Med at Sam Houston State, Chris? It's like, which Club Med are you going to? Oh, the one in what state are you going to? Sam Houston State. Southern Illinois against Eastern Illinois. That could get ugly. Charleston Southern against Hampton University. Evansville against Belmont. Line dropper. Florida State against the Gardner Webb. Charleston against Georgia State. Washington State against Prairie View. Wagner against Sacred Heart. Delaware against Morgan State. No line. Any of those, Brian?
I like the St. Joe's Hawks plus the 22. They seem to be drawing a lot of the better teams. They kept it within 20 of Villanova. I like this number. I think it lands somewhere around 19 or 20. I'll take the 22 with St. Joe's.
Brutal schedule for St. Joe's out of the gate. And Tennessee. Both these teams have played brutal schedules. And Tennessee, not only have they played that schedule that they've played, Cincinnati, Colorado, whatever. And who was the other one? Cincinnati, Colorado. I mean, they played not a slouch in the bunch. But they were supposed to play Gonzaga on top of that. But I like this in college basketball. What I've noticed is that they are rescheduling the games, and they are playing them quickly. The games that got canceled, they're playing them quickly, on the reschedules. Chris?
Yeah.
What do you like
they
here?
They played App State. Tennessee did.
Damn right they did.
I like Hampton plus the 5 against Charleston Southern. I just think that's a coin flip. That's going to come down to the last possession. I like Belmont against Evansville, even with the line dropping. I just think Belmont's the way better team, and even at home, I don't like the way that Evansville's looked. And I'm going to take the under in Prairie View A&M Washington State. I think that could be a game with first to 60 wins. Keep it under 132.5. So those are my 3 for this time slot.
For me, I'm with you. I like Belmont. Give me Belmont in the points. I think they win by 10 plus. I like SIU Edwardsville plus the points. I think they got a shot to upset Eastern Illinois, beat them outright. And I like Prairie View. Give me Prairie View A&M to keep it closer Washington State than the 12 points. I think it's a 10-point game.
It's going to be tough if you only score 10. I don't see how Prairie View scores on against Washington State. Anyways, I like St. Joe's against Tennessee. I like Vermont Catamounts. See if we can get back on that horse.
I like Vermont, but it's their first game. I'm afraid they might be a little rusty.
Lowell's not bad. Lowell's not a bad team. They're not bad. St. Joe's, they're gonna be inside this 22. I could see it being 12 to 15, at the most. They're gonna be way inside the 22.
I think it was at 23. I think it's down to 22.
That was 21 and a half.
21 and a half? I thought it was 23. Maybe I saw it wrong.
Got kind of like Florida State against Gardner Webb too, coming off the loss to UCF. We got Butler versus Southern Illinois. The Salukis are in town. Got Mississippi Valley State against Mississippi State. The Battle of Mississippi. Tulsa against Memphis. AAC action. We got OVC rematch. Austin Peay against Murray State. My worst loss of the season so far. I had Austin Peay in game 1. 30-point losers. I thought I had them on the money line. They were getting 5. lost by 30. It was like they were down by 19, like 6 minutes into the game. It was like 27-2. It's like
that's usually the start of Omaha games. I look at it; it's like 35-10.
It was like the William and Mary game on Saturday. It was like, what the hell just happened? Oh man. Longwood against Virginia Tech, Samford, Belhaven, no line. Arkansas, Little Rock, Missouri State. Any of these, Brian?
For me, I'm going to fade San Jose State here. I like Utah State.
That's not in this time slot.
Wrong time slot.
Oh, my God. I thought that was 8 o'clock.
That's his new shtick. He's going to pick a game out of the time slot at least once a day. And it's going to be wah-wah.
Yeah, I'm going to pick I like Southern Illinois Salukis against Butler. I just think it's too many points here. Butler got finally. They still haven't got it really on track yet. So I could see Southern Illinois sneaking a win here on the road. But I'm going to take the points.
Brian just likes saying Saluki. Chris?
I'm going to lean towards the Salukis as well. I think Butler wins this game. I'm having a hard time getting to 9, so I'm going to take Southern Illinois in the points. I like Tulsa plus the 9.5 against Memphis. I think that's a closer game than the 9.5. I think it's going to come down to 2 or 4 points. And I'm on Austin Peay as well. I think they got revenge on their mind at home. I'll take the Governors in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Austin Peay in this time slot. I like Arkansas, Little Rock over the Missouri State Bears there. I think they win that one outright. I'm with you. I like Tulsa in the points to keep it closer with Memphis. If not, upset and beat Memphis outright. I think they hang there. And I like Murray State. I think Murray State comes in. I think they're the better team, and they beat up the Governors today. Give me Murray State.
I like Austin Peay in the revenge spot for sure. There.
How many likes we got going on so far?
I don't know. Let's see.
Any mom likes in there?
We can get some mom likes. We could buy some likes. 237. Buy some likes.
You guys know the deal. 500. I'll give out a premium.
Freemium?
I'll give out a freemium.
I like Austin Peay in the grudge match. Revenge. Austin Peay's not. I mean, Murray State's not that good. I mean, they're not. I like Tulsa against Memphis. I know the line's going up and all that other stuff. It's way too many points.
All right, you got me. I'm going to have to give out a premium right now. Austin, Peay, whatever. They're going to get their revenge tonight. They got that sour taste in their mouth. They're going to come out swinging.
It's my dog of the day also.
I love Austin Peay.
I like
Oh, my God.
My dog of the day as well. BYU against Texas Southern. These are the big spread games. BYU against Texas Southern. Baylor against Arkansas Pine Bluff. If there's ever a game where you felt like laying 42.5, that is it for me. Gonzaga, this line up from 36.5 to 40.5 against Northwestern State. Number 1 and number 2 are playing they should be playing each other, and the other team should be playing each other. BYU, Texas Southern, Utah State, San Jose State. I think Brian is onto something there. I actually agree with him that I think San Jose State, they're not going to win, but I think they can cover. And Boise against New Mexico. The books last night, I said they're begging to take New Mexico. I guess people took the begging and are hitting New Mexico. And then Stanford against Cal State Bakersfield, who looks a little lost this season, the Roadrunners. Brian?
Actually, I'm leaning to Utah State. I think they kicked the crap out of San Jose State. I usually don't like laying points, but I think I'm going to do that in this spot. I think they win by 21, 22.
This is not the same Utah State team we saw last year. This is clearly not the same team.
Just the lean. I like Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting one dime of my hard-earned money on that thing.
The Governor, I like the Austin Peay the most today.
I'll be hitting App State before I be betting.
I think I'm going to give out the total for that San Jose State game and Utah State game on the drive-through tonight. But for a side, I'm going to lean towards San Jose State the points as well. Utah State's defensive minded this season. They're not the team that's going to run out and score 80 points. If they do, it's only because the other team's going to put them in that position. As bad as San Jose State is, I don't know if they're going to do that. So I'll take San Jose State. And I am going to go the blowout route. I'm going to lay the points with Baylor. I'm going to lay the points with Gonzaga. I just don't see any way that these Northwestern State and Arkansas Pine Bluff keep it reasonable, because I think those are 50-point wins on both sides, at least.
Rod?
Yeah, the only two I like, big blowout. Take Baylor, take Gonzaga. Blow them. 2 blowouts. That's all I like in this next one.
I kind of like BYU here. They're feeling it, too. Wins over San Diego State and Utah. Playing really well. Texas Southern is, they've played a lot of teams, but I just think this is a miserable spot for them at BYU. I kind of like San Jose State here, the 18.5. Just too many points. And Boise, just because I think the books were begging you to take New Mexico. People took it. Line's down. All right, Chris, you got a parlay for us?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to take Hampton, Gonzaga, and Baylor. Those are my 3.
And for me, I'm going to go Gonzaga, Baylor, and Tulsa, plus the 9.5.
Brian?
Just 2 for me, Austin Peay and St. Joe's parlayed together.
Take Wofford, Furman, and UMass for my parlay. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Be sure to smash the like button. Be sure to tell your family and friends. Tell your mom the like button.
Mom likes.
Mom likes. The Fonz.
Wait, no, that's not it.
We appreciate all of you for joining us and for being part of our community. We are grateful. Thank you so much, and have a great day. We'll try and act more professional tomorrow.